Let me ask you something right off the bat. Have you ever spent almost $1 million just to be told by some woman with a clipboard and a plastic badge that you don't even own the ground under your feet? No. Well, stick around because this story will either crack you up or make you want to burn down the nearest HOA office. If you've ever dreamed about moving off the grid, finding peace up in the mountains, or just owning something that's truly yours, you're about to see how fast that dream can turn into a war zone. I remember that first morning like it was yesterday. There's a kind of chill that hangs in the Idaho mountains just before the sun burns through the mist, a cold that sinks into your bones but also makes you feel like you're on the edge of something new. I'd spent 20 years crawling through government buildings with a hard hat clipboard and just enough patience to keep me from telling the entire Department of Red Tape to shove it. So this house nestled up on a high ridge felt like freedom. 30 minutes from the nearest gas station, 2 hours from anyone who'd ever said fill out these forms. My house, my land. That morning the moving truck groaned up behind me, engine echoing through the pines. I turned into the gravel drive, grinning, ready to let the peace sink in. But you know that feeling when something's off? Not even a whisper, just a gut twist. There it was, a fat, shiny chain stretched across my entrance padlock, gleaming like a trophy. And that damn sign, private community property, access denied, Whispering Pines View. I swear it looked like it had just come out of the packaging. Now maybe you'd think it was just construction or some misplaced maintenance thing. That's what I told myself. But the two people standing beside it, the guy in a vest, chest puffed out with a GoPro strapped on, and a lady in her 50s gripping a clipboard like it was a weapon, they weren't lost. They looked like they'd been waiting for me. "Sir," she said, voice as flat as old soda. "This is a private community, entry restricted. Do you have proof of authorization?" I took my time getting out of the truck. "I'm Jackson Haynes. I own that house at the end of this drive. Just closed on it 3 weeks back. No liens, no HOA, title's clean." I even pointed to the dashboard where the deed was practically still warm. She smiled at me like I was a kid who'd snuck candy into a library. "That property is under legal review. HOAs claimed the parcel due to a deed discrepancy and foreclosure recovery. Until resolved, entries restricted." I wanted to laugh. "Ma'am, I paid $910 grand in cash and mortgage through a federally insured title company. You want to see paperwork?" But she just locked eyes with me, unblinking, while the GoPro guy made sure to get my face on camera. That red recording light felt like a threat. She cleared her throat. "Sir, if you breach the gate, that's trespassing. I advise you to contact legal counsel." I didn't even answer. Just turned, walked to my truck, pulled out a pair of industrial bolt cutters. None of that Home Depot stuff. As she started hollering about security and court orders, I snapped the padlock, let the chain fall, and told the moving guy, "Stay in the cab, just follow me in." That's when I called the sheriff. Figured someone was going to want to see this circus. 15 minutes later, Deputy Ron Sears rolls up a guy I'd met twice already during the sale. No nonsense. Had that look like he could make a traffic ticket curl up and confess. "Mr. Haynes," he said, "we got a call about a property disturbance." I pointed at the HOA duo, now whispering together like kids who'd broken a window. They chained my drive, called it their property, and said, "I don't own my own house." Before Ron could even reply, a black Lexus slid in, dust in the air, and out stepped the real Queen Bee. Designer sunglasses, sharp slacks, blazer, like she was headed to a TED Talk. Karen Mott, president of the HOA, straight from my nightmares. She marched over, waving a pile of papers. "Deputy, I'm here to assert the association's claim. We acquired the lot through foreclosure. These individuals are trespassing on HOA land." Ron just looked at me. I handed over a folder, every scrap of proof, notarized purchase agreement, deed of sale tax certification, the parcel map. He started flipping through, and with each page his brow just got lower. When he hit the map, he whistled, "This lot's clearly separate. County certified, dated 5 weeks ago." Karen's jaw clenched. "That map's outdated. We have new overlays." Ron shut that down. "You got county stamped overlays?" "No." "Then you, your people, and your chain need to get off this land right now." Karen glared holes through me. "This isn't over. The board will take legal action." I just raised a hand. "Go ahead. Unless you've got a court order, this land is mine." Time to leave. They retreated. Chain rolled up, camera stashed, Lexus gone. The deputy just shook his head, half smiling as he left. But you know how these things go, the air doesn't clear? Not really. Karen's threat hung there like the musty smell you can't scrub out of an old house. You can ignore it, but you'll regret it. The next few days were a parade of weird. I'd barely finished unloading boxes when my lawyer Rachel called. She's sharp. Not the type to waste time. Jackson, you're gonna love this. Whispering Pines just filed for an emergency injunction. Claimed the property was donated by the previous owner for $1. Charitable gift out of gratitude for community stewardship. I stopped, wrench in hand, light fixture half installed. You're joking. Nope. Documents not notarized, no witnesses. And the seller's signature is a perfect match to a tax form from 3 years ago. It's a bad forgery. We're getting a forensic examiner and a PDF metadata analysis. I peeked outside. The HOA's little tent by my gate was still sitting there, half collapsed like a weird scarecrow. Karen was just warming up. Rachel went on. They even attached a handwritten note dated after the seller moved out. Get your proof ready, video, emails, everything. So that's what I did. Every wire transfer, every timestamp inspection report, even a selfie with the seller holding the deed, grinning like we'd just robbed a pie shop. Rachel filed a motion to dismiss the injunction as fraudulent. The judge set a hearing for the end of the week. But Karen, she just doubled down. That afternoon, the HOA tent got an upgrade: folding chairs, a battery lantern, a laminated patrol roster. I walked up, phone rolling, and told the new volunteer, "You're trespassing. You got 10 minutes to pack up." He just smirked. "Disputed land, sir. We're observing." Sheriff Ron had to come back this time, more annoyed than tired. He waved their clipboard like it was a bad menu and kicked them off again. That night, bourbon in hand, I got the forensic PDF report clear as day. It was created on a Dell laptop registered to Karen's local Kmart. Signature traced back to a 2019 form. We had them. But honestly, I wasn't relieved. When someone's willing to fake documents and set up a tent city on your land, they're not done. Wednesday night, wind howling. I couldn't sleep. You ever get that gut feeling something's coming? Like when you know the foundation is rotten, but someone slapped on new paint. I reinforced the perimeter, checked every camera. Sure enough, at 2:23 a.m., every motion sensor lit up. 3 figures on the feed, flashlights off, moving slow, one with a grinder. Not amateurs. They wanted the rear service gate. Boots on, coat zipped. I hit the floodlights. Siren blared. They froze. One dropped his tool, another ran. I walked out, shotgun visible, phone live streaming. Didn't chase. Just made sure they knew you're on camera, you're on record. Filed the police report, sent it all to Rachel. One of the intruders wore a jacket from a local HVAC company. Brilliant disguise. Next morning, Karen tried to turn it all upside down live on the news. Our community is under siege. This man has weapons, light surveillance. Members of our safety committee were chased off. I nearly spit my coffee. Legal orders, aggressive. I was the one not firing, but the image of a dangerous outsider sells, and Karen knew how to play it. So I played back. Sent every document, every video, every survey, every inspection log to the press. Edited together a tight 2-minute video, break-in, lights, no gunshots, just me and a phone. By the afternoon, it was everywhere. Local podcasts called for comment. Even Reddit picked it up. By dinner, even HOA members were blasting Karen on Facebook, wondering why their dues were paying for tactical trespass squads. The cherry on top. The sheriff's office called. They'd detained one of the trespassers, Raymond Forrester, husband of a board member and Karen's close friend. Tools in his car, no alibi. HOA stopped answering calls. That night, for the first time in weeks, I slept deep. Not because I thought it was over, but because I had every bit of evidence, legal and digital, stacked like armor. But Karen, she doesn't fold. The court hearing was Friday, felt like a scene from one of those courtroom dramas, except everyone's more tired and the stakes are real. Rachel stood beside me, folder thick enough to use as a weapon. Across the aisle, Karen, power suit, sunglasses, fake smile, looked like she'd just lost the main role in her own show. Her lawyer started with unbroken cultural stewardship and functional association. The judge just blinked. Rachel objected. We handed over forensic proof testimony from the real owner, video, emails, survey maps. The judge didn't waste breath, suspended their claim, ordered them off my land, threatened contempt if they tried anything else. Karen opened her mouth. "Don't," said the judge. Outside reporters swarmed. Karen muttered something about legal confusion, then ran for her Lexus. Rachel just grinned at me. That was fun. I just nodded. She wasn't done. That afternoon, a new tent popped up just outside the restraining order's reach. Community Watch Courtesy Patrol. Bryce and Pamela, the loudest board members, acting like TSA at the county fair. I walked up, pointed at the survey marker. Step over, I call the sheriff. Got it. Pamela puffed up, but I didn't stick around to argue. For 2 days, they swapped out volunteers, flew a drone, even tried to blend their own sign in with the county's. By Sunday, I'd had enough. I called an old friend, John Melton, land rights guy. We walked every inch, posted legal maps, set up banners, installed more cameras. When the next complaint came about military-grade surveillance, the code enforcement officer just rolled his eyes and left. Then just as I was starting to hope it would all fade out, they tried again. 3 a.m, siren blaring, another break-in, another set of idiots, this time with an angle grinder. I lit up the yard like daylight, shotgun in hand. No shots, no words. They ran. Deputies picked one up at a gas station. Guess what? Pamela's husband, HOA royalty. Within hours, Karen was back on the news voice, shaking, painting me as a dangerous ex-military type threatening peaceful residents. I uploaded everything: footage, arrest report, restraining order, even the forensic PDF. The internet chewed her up and spat her out. Memes, viral threads, even a medieval painting labeled Witch of Property Rights. HOA shut down their website, their phones went dead. But you can't get cocky in these fights. That night, a drone zipped past my guest cabin. I jammed it, dropped it next to the fence. Sticker said WPV Patrol Eyes. They were adapting. I added more cameras, checked every lock, slept with the shotgun propped close. When the final court day arrived, the lot was packed, reporters, locals, even people with homemade signs. Karen sat with 2 lawyers who looked like they'd rather be anywhere else. Her team tried delay tactics, misunderstood signatures, unavailable experts, whatever. The judge had none of it. Rachel laid out the evidence, one blow after another. Forensic data, drone footage, emails recovered from HOA records. Once we have possession, it'll be too messy to undo. Just push the story and file fast. The courtroom went silent. Karen crumbled, shoulders slumped. The judge didn't hesitate. Ruled for fraud, harassment, attempted seizure, organized trespass. Referred Karen for prosecution, froze the HOA's assets, ordered an audit, even set up temporary outside oversight. Karen's conduct, 6 felonies. No bail. Her face cracked when she heard the HOA funds used for her scheme meant the board itself was now under the microscope. The HOA dissolved assets, frozen members under investigation. Residents were furious, already filing lawsuits against the board. Karen sat in orange, stone-faced, as her sentence was read, 17 years, 12 before parole. The rest of the board tried to apologize. I didn't say much. I didn't have to. Karma did the talking. 2 months later, I finally felt it quiet. I melted that first chain and had it turned into a sign by the driveway: private property, no HOA, no exceptions. Owned, protected, not to be messed with. I threw a barbecue, ribs, cold beer, friends, a few deputies, and Rachel. Someone asked if I'd ever move again. I just laughed. Took me this long to find freedom. I'm not letting it go. As the sun dropped behind the pines, there were no patrols, no fake signs, no HOA clowns with clipboards, just the quiet I'd bought and fought for, exactly what I paid for. Now let me ask you, where's the line? How far would you go to defend what's yours? Is there a point where standing up becomes crossing over? Let me know if you've been in a fight like this when the rules don't mean a thing, and all that matters is holding your ground. I want to hear your story.